Hi everybody, happy Friday. I hope you all had a wonderful week. I'm here today to read you a book. It is called This Year's Garden. It's written by Cynthia Rylant with pictures by Mary Zalagi. It is about a family that grows a garden. Do any of you have a garden that you plant at home every year? Maybe a vegetable garden or a flower garden, or maybe both. We do both at my house. It's really fun to go out and pick the food that you grew yourself and then have a little snack. All right, let's take a look and see what kind of a garden. Looks like this family grows vegetables in their garden. Oh, here's some tools that are important when you're growing a garden. At the end of winter, we all go down and stare a while. Uncle Dean's squatting and chewing on a weed to think. A garden after winter is a wonder to see. All brown stalks and black birds working. Quiet, just brown and waiting for someone. Look at the garden at the end of winter. What do you think the weather is like this time of year? How can you tell by looking at the picture? Uncle Dean and Uncle Joe discuss what we'll plant this year. Figuring on more potatoes, but fewer beans, because Granny said she's not canning an army's worth of beans this year. Granny's getting tired of canning. We're all a little disappointed because we all like beans. We stare at the garden a while longer, feeling spring on us and ready to run for a hoe. What do you think a hoe might be? A hoe is a garden tool with a flat blade and a long handle. Are you wondering why the family is ready to run for a hoe? What do you think they're so excited to start doing? But first we have to wait for the rain to stop, for the ground to dry up, and the weather to warm up, waiting for the last frost. And finally, close to June, we are planting, all of us bending, dropping seeds as we walk backwards while someone follows with a hoe. Wide straw hats bobbing in the garden. We are quiet in the heat, talkative when it gets cool, talking about picking some poke for salad, and will the tomatoes blight, and what about some eggplant this year? So it's now close to June. It must be spring in the story. What are they doing in the garden in the spring? We look a lot alike too. Noses and arms up to the sleeves sunburned. Purely white foreheads, those of us with hats, and fingernails just full of dirt. Oh, wow. Then later in the summer, we have a garden full of vegetables and mole holes, beetles and big grass spiders. Late in the evening, the beagles run through, crying after a rabbit or maybe a possum. How has the garden changed since the end of winter? See if you can look really closely and find a beetle and a spider in the garden. You see them? Oh. Here's the beagles running after something. We hurry down to pull some carrots for company, or turn over to the potatoes to wheel into the cellar. Shucking corn, snapping beans, stewing tomatoes, and canning lids popping so much we think we hear them in our sleep. Why are they shucking, snapping, stewing, and canning the vegetables? I wonder if they're going to be saving some of them for later. And when the vines and stalks are empty, when the soil's all been turned and it is blowing into winter, we sit with the neighbors and compare about who had the best luck with this year's garden. Outside, the garden's brown again. The crows are back, and we are, all of us, waiting for next year's garden. All right, everybody, I hope you really enjoyed the story as much as I did. It really gets me in the mood for planting. And come Monday, when you pick up your new packets, you're going to have a little surprise in there. So something to look forward to over the weekend. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.